Giulio, for many years, fear kind of almost stopped you from moving forward with your life, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Just sort of going on from the, you know, the introverted personality, the anxiety, which naturally breeds a lot of fear. So then you start to have a fear of being accepted, a fear of being liked, and a fear of failure, etc. So that fear can cripple you in many avenues in life, in having relationships, with even from, you know, from a wife to just friendships, to going for jobs, for having your own business, for all that sort of thing. It can limit you in everything. And then what you start to do, which just has a total negative effect, is you then start to look at people who you think are successful, and you then try to copy what they're doing, because you think, well, if I copy what they're doing, they're successful, it's going to work for me. And that's really dangerous if you actually don't know you, because then you go back to doing stuff which they're successful probably because they've found out who they are and what they're good at, and they're staying in their lane.
Yeah.
And if you don't know who you are and what you're good at, you don't know what your lane is. So then you then try and do this awkward approach of trying to be someone you're not and living in a lane that you're not soon to be.
Did you try
Absolutely.
that?
So actually touching on the sort of like role model aspect, whilst don't get me wrong, I think role models are important, and you should always have someone that inspires you and can fuel you with energy. Role models can actually be quite dangerous as well if you actually don't know who you are, because then you can look at someone, like say, who's successful, and you can go, okay, well, if I'm be like that person, then naturally I'll be successful and I'll be good at, you know, my business, etc. And you start mimicking their personality traits and what they do, and then actually you just get yourself into dangerous ground, because what happens is you then start asking, why am I not good at that? Why don't I? And then again, it comes back into that feeding that negativity in your brain, where you start saying, well, I'm just not good enough. I'm just, you know, I just shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't be doing that because I'm really not good enough. When actually you just need to step back a bit and go, well, actually, once I found out what I'm like at and what I'm good at, then it's a bit easier to find a role model and inspiration, because then you aren't swayed by someone who's, say, going in a room and is an excellent networker, because I know, oh no, I'm not good at that, so there's no point taking that trait.
Yeah, because you talked about how when you had tried to emulate somebody and it just wasn't working for you, you almost found yourself in quite a lonely place.
Absolutely, yeah. Again, yeah, absolutely. It is a lonely place to be, because again, you're trying to be someone you're not, so you're almost putting this facade on and this image of a person that's really, I mean, men, we're great at putting facades on. We're great at putting images on. We're great at telling the world we're okay when we're really not. And as all these guys will say in the room, they'll all know someone who's probably suffering with something, and you would have never known that person was suffering with it, because we're all great at that sort of thing. And that's actually an incredibly lonely place to be in. And that's no different again with the, you know, the role model thing, or anything else that you try and aspire to be, because actually all you're doing is pretending to be somebody you're not. And you're not really telling your friend or whoever else who you really are. And then actually you have this inner thing where no one really knows who I am.
And now, you were talking to me about stuff that really helped you. We mentioned it actually before, like strength finders and that kind of
So again, so like I said, I'm just really big on like personality tests and stuff, and you know, Strength Finder, if anyone's heard of it, it's a book called Strength Finder 2.0. It was actually really quite releasing for me when I read it, because the first thing it says that everybody in the world has 32 strengths, 32 core strengths, and you have your top 5 core strengths, and there's something ridiculous like a 1 in 32 million chance that you've got the same top 5 core strengths as someone else. And basically the whole premise of the book is that we spend our life looking at our weaknesses and trying to improve on our weaknesses, when actually all we need to do is take our strengths and play to our strengths and play in our lane with our strengths, and find someone and couple with someone who is strong in your weaknesses and go along the journey with it.
Wow.
And it's as simple as that.
That's not even necessarily, you know, finding, for you men, you know, finding a wife. It can be a business partner.
It could be anyone. It could be friendships, could be business partners, it could be, you know, wives, partners, whoever you want it to be. It's get yourself around people who are strong in your weakness and you're strong in their weakness, and do life together.
Amazing.
I think my word of encouragement would be what I sort of touched on as well. It's like, actually don't be afraid of your weaknesses, and just embrace your strengths, and find people and partner with people in life that are strong in your weaknesses, and you can be strong in their weaknesses, and do life together.
Wow.
and I've just got beyond that fear barrier through putting myself in a position where I know I'm going to be scared, but it's actually something. It's like I just got to beat it. It's like it's a talent I have, and if fear is the only thing preventing me from getting there, then let's just tackle it head on, instead of year on year out being asked the same question. Hey, you should do this. You should do this, and saying no.